What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Assassin's Guild original production. We're going to start real quick here. I'm only showing you 15 minutes of the game. This is map 6, top row, at the Slay game, Dust 514. If you do these exact moves that I'm showing you right here, you'll have the same result that you're seeing. The computer makes the same moves if you make the same moves. So if you make these moves that I'm making, the computer will make the same moves that you see them make here in this video. That's basically how I figured out this very strong opening, was just watching when I made a mistake and trying a different move until I had a series of really good moves. This is the best opening I've found on this map. I win it every time that I play using this opening. You start out really strong at the bottom. There's 5 cities that you can really connect pretty soon. 2 turns, you have them all connected at the bottom. And within, I think it's 3, maybe 4, we're all connected almost straight down the middle of the map. One thing I don't do a lot of, I don't make a lot of the 18 wage, what I call plain units. I use the mech units, the 6 wage units, and the 2 wage regular army units. I just find that the mechs can, take cities and regular army guys, so they're pretty strong. And the army guys I kind of use to, if you have 4 or 5 of them, it's pretty easy to make a little line around just about anything and cut it off, which is the best way to kill the most enemies. Okay, you can see in the middle red area, I have an opportunity there. There's one red square where I could connect that. We're going to wait until later to do that because they're going to move across. So it's always best to make that move there and connect on the next turn. Besides, the most important part of this is to solid up the bottom and maintain complete control over it. The single army guy that you see me put over there on the bottom in the yellow area, that was to cut off that line. As you've seen, it made a horseshoe, and all that yellow down there was connected just by that one 2-wage army move. The yellow was disconnected, which is enough to kill all those units in it on the next turn. And now if you look at the bottom, you'll see the units that were on the yellow on the right, they're destroyed and taken out by a 2-wage army unit. My favorite weapon. Now that the red has expended their money in the middle, now we're going to connect, leaving them nothing to defend or no way to reconnect after we're done. That cuts off the red in the middle, and the next move will leave that city there pretty much just broke, not being able to create a unit. Now if you watch at the bottom where that yellow is, where those 2 units were destroyed earlier, those that leftover stuff on that square is going to turn into a terrorist in just a couple of turns. So you really have to watch your terrorists. They'll spread really quickly, and you can actually lose by them instead of even when you're winning the game. So now we went ahead and connected, giving us more money and power. And at this point, we just want to make sure we have our connection lines defended. And as you can see, the line is still there. It wasn't cut off, so we have it defended pretty well. And now we just need to make some room. And there we go. We're once you have a line, the best defense is to make it as wide as possible, as quickly as possible. One little two-wage army unit on a line can cut it off and destroy several units. You'll also notice at the bottom left, the blue is kind of building up, so we're going to end up placing a unit down there to break that line. And there's the terrorists, which now we had 4 of them, 5 of them. Have to keep them under control, so we'll go ahead and take care of them. Okay, got a little ahead of myself. Had to make sure the gap up there was not going to be cut off. So take care of the rest of the terrorists. At least get them under control. It's almost a losing battle if you get too many, and then you just, if you got 4 or 5 or 6 and you delete 3, the other 3 left, there'll be 5 or 6 again the next turn. So you really have to keep them under control. Alright, I'm going to put a turret, a fort out up there in that gap here soon. And also at the top left on the yellow, I'm going to show you an example of cutting an area off instead of just attacking it. Alright, right there you see I made that move with a little two-wage army unit, and I'm cutting off the yellow mech and the yellow army unit there. So with those 2 moves, I took out a 6-wage and a 2-wage unit and broke the city. So I don't have to worry about them trying to cross and cutting me off right there now. So instead of making a plane and taking that unit out, I just get a little creative and place a turret up here just in case. A fort, rather. And we have that solidly defended now. And you can see the units in the yellow are destroyed. And right there is the only time in the game I got cut off. They stretched across and cut off that little peninsula on the middle. Had no units in there, so we didn't lose anybody. Keep an eye on the blue down there. The video is going to end here in about 3 minutes. From this point, you really, you have a really great advantage at just finishing the game. Everyone's pretty much crippled. No one's really grouped together enough to be much of a threat. The blue in the middle is probably your biggest concern, and we're going to cut them off. With the gap we have, if they come down, it's very easy with a few two-wage units to just cut them off and keep them at bay until you're ready to just take them out. And another fort there in the middle, and a mech unit behind it, and the middle is defended. I don't know if you notice up there at the top, purple's kind of cutting the yellow in half at the top, which is kind of why they're not threatening that much from the top down. Yellow is battling purple, and they're both kind of at a standoff survival-wise up there, which gives me more time to work on the middle and the bottom. One thing's for sure, even with an advantage like this very strong opening, this game is long, when I started playing, it took a couple of hours, every time. So patience, and try not to be too aggressive. Just steadily advance and defend your position. And never let your terrorists get out of hand. Alright guys, we got about a minute and a half left of the video. I'm just going to let you kind of check out the moves and be quiet. Right here is an example of how I use the two-wage army units. I'm going to take those terrorists out, all three of them right there, all four really, and cost very little, and took care of that little threat, and now I can use them to form cutoff lines. And of course, anytime you need a higher unit, a six-wage unit, if you don't have the money, you can just drop one of your army guys on top of another and create, additional stronger units if you need them without having to spend money. So they really are one of your most powerful weapons. And now that everything else is stable, I'm kind of taking care of the bottom before it gets out of hand. Alright guys, I hope this helps you out. With that opening, you ought to be able to easily complete the game and win. I'm Evan Ridiculous. Later.